Students, yesterday we discussed how metal react with air and water. Today we are going to discuss how metal react with acid. Already in first lessons you got that when metal is react with when metal is react with acid, it produce salt and hydrogen gas. Then that is only when metal is react with acid, it produce salt and hydrogen gas. Suppose an example, metal zinc when going to react with acid sulfuric acid H2SO4, then it produce salt, zinc sulfate salt and hydrogen gas. But one acid is there that do not react with metal. That acid is nitric acid. Nitric acid is do not react with metal because nitric acid is itself a strong oxidizing agent. And what is oxidizing agent? Oxidizing agent means it helps to occur oxidation. Understood? Oxidizing agent means what? An agent at chemical reactions to occur, to help to occur oxidation. That is called oxidizing agent. Okay, clear? Oxidizing agent means what? Oxidizing. So, the agent which helps to occur oxidation. That is called oxidizing agent. Then nitric acid itself is an oxidizing agent. When nitric acid going to react with metal, then producing hydrogen gas will oxidize. That means it will convert into water and NO2, NO and N2O. So nitric acid do not react with metal, but there are two metals that react with dilute dilute nitric acid. Okay, students, there are two metals which react with dilute nitric acid. That two metals are what? Magnesium and manganese. Magnesium and manganese are the only two metals which react with dilute nitric acid. Understood? Then what you have learned, when metal is react with acid, it produce that metallic salt. If zinc is react, then zinc salt. Okay? If magnesium, then magnesium salt. Okay? If iron, then iron salt. Then what? When metal is react with acid, it produce salt and hydrogen gas. If iron metal is react with hydrochloric acid, then iron chloride. If magnesium is going to react with hydrochloric acid, then magnesium chloride. If sodium metal is going to react, then sodium chloride. That means which metal is going to react, that metallic salt only you will get as product. Okay, then next topic is how a metal is going to react with non-metal. Metal. So we know that metals are electropositive, and on the other hand, non-metal is electronegative. So before going to discuss, we should know it what is called ion. What is called ion? An atom become ion then only when an atom lose or gain electrons. When atom losing electron or gaining electrons, then that atom converting, but if losing and or gaining, then it become ion. If losing, then positive ion. If gaining, then become negative ion, means anion. Positive ion means cation and negative ion is called anion. Clear? So next, how it becomes positive ion? You see, the fundamental particles of an atom are what? Proton, electron and neutron. Proton, electron and neutron. Nucleus, there is nucleus. The nucleus is made up of proton and neutron. The electrons are revolved around the nucleus. But proton and electron have equal charges. But proton is positive charge. Okay, proton contains positive charge and electron contains negative charge. So you see, suppose an example, sodium. Sodium is a metal, no doubt. Sodium has atomic number 11. That means sodium has 11 proton and 11 electrons. 11 protons and 11 electrons. The electronic configuration, we should arrange the electrons in order to their shells. In first shell, maximum 2 electrons can be put. Then in second shell, maximum 8 electrons. And in third shell, also maximum 8 electrons. Then now sodium has how many shells? Definitely, if you going to arrange the electrons, definitely you will get 3 shells. First shell, second shell, third shell. That means K shell, L shell and M shell. But the outermost shell, it should have 8 electrons. Outermost shell also called valence shell. the electrons are present in valence shells are called valence electrons. Mind it, only valence electron take part in chemical reactions. Other electrons do not take part in chemical reaction. Only valence electron take part in chemical reaction. But why valence electron is going to take part in chemical reaction? Because to become that atom in stable position. If outermost shell there is lack of electrons, then that shell to be filled by losing or gaining. But one thing in mind is, suppose sodium is there. Sodium has one valence electron. So sodium is not in stable position. But sodium try to get stable position. But how they will get? Because sodium has only one valence electron. If he going to fill that shell, that means it needs more 7 electrons. So if he going to accept the 7 electrons, that means nucleus has to be released mass energy. So nucleus does not want to release such a mass energy. That's why sodium will release that electron. When electron is released, at the same time shell is also vanished. Mind it. Understood? If electron is released, that means at the same time the shell is also vanished. Then at present sodium has how many electrons or how many shells? Definitely 2 shells. Okay, in first shell there is 2 electrons, in second shell 8 electrons. That means it is stable because in first shell it should have 2 electrons, and in second shell it should have 8 electrons. So it is already get stable position or not? But how it gets stable position? By losing 1 electron. If losing, then it is positive ion. But how? Because you see, I already told you that number of electrons and number of protons to be equal charge. But at present there are 11 positive, 11 proton, 11 positive charge means 11 protons. But 1 electron is released, that means now he has 10 electrons. That means definitely positive charge is greater than the negative charge. That's why sodium become positive. 1 electron is releasing, that's why you have to write 1 plus. That means sodium is cation. Positive charge. Cation means positive charge. You have to write Na plus upper. Why you have written only 1 plus? Because 1 electron is releasing. That's why. Next, other hand, you look, suppose take another example of non-metal, chlorine. Look, chlorine has 17 electrons. If 17 electrons, then definitely he has 17 protons. Okay? But electronic configuration is what? First shell 2, second shell 8, 2 plus 8, 10. And total it was 17. So 17 minus 10, that means for third shell, it remain only 7 electrons. Then look, an example of non-metal, chlorine. Chlorine has 17 electrons and 17 protons. Means electrons and protons are equal in numbers, equal charge. So electronic configurations. That means how you will arrange the electrons. That is 17 electrons. How do you arrange? In first cell, you will put 2 electrons. In second, you will put 8 electrons. 2 plus 8, 10. Total it was 17. Then 17 minus 10, 7 for. That 7 remain for third cell. But chlorine is not in stable position, because in third cell he has only 7 electrons. Because to become stable, it should have 8 electrons. That means to become octet, it needs 1 more electron. Then chlorine have to take 1 more electron. And from where it will take? Suppose sodium with sodium, chlorine is going to react, then sodium will lose 1 electron. That electron will gain by the chlorine. So look, in protons, that means positive charge, there are 17 positive charge. But negative charge means electron become 18 or not, because 1 electron is taking from the sodium. Okay, 1 electron is taking from the sodium. That means number of electron is increasing. How much? It become 18. That means 1 more than the proton. That means definitely negative charge is greater than the positive charge. That's why you have to write chlorine minus. That means Cl minus 1. So now look, sodium has one positive, chlorine has 1 negative. Both are opposite charges. Then they will attract each other. When attract each other, then both will come close to each other. When they will attract each other, at that time there is a force of attraction is creating. Attracting force is creating there. That is called electrostatic force. That means both are bind by transferring of electrons. So one is metal, other is non-metals. So when metal and non-metal do react and compound is formed by transferring of electrons, that is called ionic compound. Okay, that means ionic compound is formed how? By transferring of electron. That means when metal is going to react with a non-metal, then definitely electrons are transferred. And which compound is formed? That is called ionic compound. Understood? Okay.